What if half the supplements in your cabinet are doing absolutely nothing for you, and one of the cheapest things at the grocery store is the actual reason your grandparents are losing strength? Because that is essentially what the research is now saying, and it flips the entire supplement aisle on its head. Here's the thing nobody selling you a $40 bottle wants to admit. For older adults, supplements are not shortcuts. They are not insurance policies. They are not little capsules of youth. They are tools, and tools only work when there is an actual job to do. The job in this case is fixing a specific deficiency. No deficiency, no benefit. That is the whole game. So let's talk about what actually matters, because a new piece out of Science Daily this June cuts through the noise in a way that is honestly refreshing. Start with vitamin B12. As you age, your body gets worse at pulling B12 out of food. Your stomach makes less acid, absorption drops, and the deficiency creeps in quietly. We are talking fatigue, nerve issues, memory problems, the kind of stuff people write off as just getting older. It is not just getting older. It can be a vitamin your bloodstream is starving for. And when levels are genuinely low, supplementing makes a real measurable difference. Then there is vitamin D. You have heard about it 1,000 times, but here is why it actually matters in this conversation. Older adults spend less time outside. Skin gets less efficient at producing D from sunlight. Bones get more fragile. Falls become catastrophic instead of embarrassing. If your levels are low, vitamin D earns its place on the shelf. If your levels are fine, another pill is not buying you extra bone density. It is just expensive urine. Now here's the part that genuinely surprised me. The most overlooked nutrient for older adults is not some exotic compound with a Latin name. It is protein. Just protein. The stuff in chicken, eggs, beans, fish, yogurt. The boring macronutrient that bodybuilders obsess over and older adults routinely underrate. Why does this matter so much? Because muscle is independence. Muscle is whether you can stand up from a chair without using your hands. Muscle is whether a stumble becomes a recovery or a hip fracture. Muscle is whether you carry your own groceries at 80 or whether someone has to do it for you. And muscle is built and maintained with protein. When protein intake drops, strength drops. When strength drops, independence drops. That is the chain, and here's the cruel twist. Appetite tends to shrink with age, meals get smaller, the easy default becomes toast, tea, a little something light. Protein gets squeezed out first because it is the most filling and the hardest to chew. So the exact nutrient that protects strength is the one that quietly disappears from the plate. Nobody warns you about that. So why does the supplement industry keep pushing fish oil and turmeric and a dozen other bottles at older adults instead of just yelling about protein? Because protein is not glamorous. You cannot brand a chicken breast. You cannot put a gold foil label on a tub of Greek yogurt and charge $60. The economics of supplements reward complexity, not effectiveness. Now let's flip the script, because more is not better. This is the part that should actually make you nervous. Some supplements can cause harm. Some interact with medications in ways that can land an older adult in the emergency room. Vitamin K can mess with blood thinners. High-dose vitamin E has its own risks. Fat-soluble vitamins build up in the body because they do not just flush out when you take too much. They stick around, they accumulate, they cause problems. And then there is the medication interaction issue, which is enormous and almost never discussed at the supplement counter. Older adults are often on multiple prescriptions: heart medications, blood pressure medications, diabetes medications. Throw a handful of supplements on top of that without checking, and you have created a chemistry experiment inside your own body. The cashier at the vitamin shop is not going to flag that for you. Your pharmacist might, your doctor definitely should. So what is the actual playbook here? It starts with a blood test. Not a guess, not a vibe, not a magazine article. A blood test. You find out if your B12 is low, you find out if your vitamin D is low, you find out what is actually missing instead of carpet bombing your body with everything the internet recommended this week. Then you look at protein. Honestly, how much are you eating? How much is the older adult in your life eating? Not protein bars, not protein dust, mixed into coffee, real food, eggs in the morning, fish or chicken or beans at lunch, yogurt or cottage cheese as a snack, something substantial at dinner. The target for older adults often runs higher than the standard recommendations because aging bodies are less efficient at using protein. They need more of it just to maintain the same amount of muscle. And resistance training matters here too, because protein without stimulus is just calories. Lifting something heavy, even something modest, tells your body to actually use that protein to build and preserve muscle. A grandmother doing simple resistance work 3 times a week and eating enough protein is doing more for her long-term health than any supplement aisle could ever sell her. So here is the reframe. The question is not what should I add? The question is what am I actually missing? Because adding without missing is just expense. Adding without missing is just risk. Adding without missing is just marketing working on you. The wild part is how simple the real answer is. Test for deficiencies, fix the ones you have, eat enough protein, move your body in ways that demand strength, skip the rest. That is the entire program, no subscription required. And yet the supplement industry keeps growing, bottles keep multiplying, promises keep getting louder. Meanwhile, the cheapest, most powerful intervention for older adults is sitting in the refrigerator next to the eggs, completely ignored, because it does not come with a label that says anti-aging breakthrough. Think about the older adults in your life right now. Are they getting blood work done regularly? Do they actually know if their B12 and vitamin D are in range? Are they eating real protein at every meal? Or are they grazing on toast and tea and calling it food? Are they on 5 medications stacked on top of 7 supplements that nobody has cross-checked? These are not small questions. These are the difference between an independent decade and a dependent one. Between climbing your own stairs and waiting for someone to help you. Between a body that holds you up and a body that gives out. The headline you should walk away with is this: supplements are not the hero. Deficiency correction is, protein is, strength is. Everything else is decoration, and some of that decoration is actively dangerous when stacked on top of medication. So next time you see an ad promising vitality in a capsule, ask yourself the only question that matters. Is there evidence I am actually missing this? Or am I just being sold the idea that I might be? Because the body does not reward guesses. It rewards precision. And the most precise thing you can do for an aging body is feed it enough protein, move it under load, and only add what a blood test says it actually needs. Everything else is just expensive hope in a bottle.